bet you can't figure out what I'm making today. Just a hunch, just a wild guess. Just, you know. For those of you who don't know, I'm making Buckeyes. Yes. You'll find out what those are, don't worry. So for those of you that know me, I would 100% wear this out in public. Like, I even got socks. Yeah, I would wear this out in public. And some of you are wondering, no you wouldn't. Yes, I would. Yes, I would 100% wear this, and the socks, and the towel out in public proudly. So, again, we are making Buckeyes. What are Buckeyes? Well, Buckeyes are basically a peanut butter and chocolate candy. Well, not candy, dessert. And the whole reason they're called Buckeyes is because they look like the tree nut that is a Buckeye tree nut, which kind of has like a tan circle, and then it's kind of got a dark, basically chocolate coating around it. It's not chocolate, you can't eat them, they're poisonous, but we've decided, hey, we can't eat the poisonous nut, so let's turn it into a chocolate, beautiful, tasty treat instead. So let's get started. Alright, so this is literally like the easiest dessert ever. Honestly, time is the only thing that's not on your side, because you gotta let everything set, and then pull everything out, and then dip it in the chocolate, and then put it back in the freezer, and then let it sit a little bit longer, and then you get to eat them. So as much as these are rich, they somehow, you find yourself eating like 4 or 5 of them. Like, they're only like that big, but you end up eating like 4 or 5 of them. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a big dude. I'm saying that because I've watched people that have never had them before eat 4 or 5 of them. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get a stick of butter, and you need it to be softened. You don't need it melted, you just need it to be softened. Okay, so we have our softened butter, and we are going to throw this in our mixing bowl, like so. Next, you roughly want about 1.5 cups of peanut butter. Now, I like to get kind of close. I don't really care to be exact with the peanut butter, because the main thing about this is the fact that it's peanut butter. So as long as it's eyeballed close to 1.5 cups, you don't want to go necessarily too far over that. You don't want it to look like 2 or 3 cups of peanut butter, because there is such thing as too much of a good thing. And you almost want to form kind of a dough with this. And so if you put way too much peanut butter, then it doesn't really form a dough. And it never sets properly, and never does what it needs to do, and it becomes more of a mess than it is enjoyable. Okay, then you want to add about 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. Now this you do want to measure, because you definitely don't want a lot, because otherwise it gets crumbly instead of smooth. So you kind of want to measure this the best you can. Alright, so about 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. Confession sugar. I confess that I ate too much chocolate today. That's a lie. Then you want just a little splash, so roughly a teaspoon of vanilla. Now you can use an electric mixer, or you can use gloves. This is just easier because with electric mixers, if you're not paying attention, you splash powdered sugar everywhere. And so this way you can kind of control where the powdered sugar goes. And you're going to knead it and kind of mix it together until it becomes a big ball. And I guess you can always add a little bit more peanut butter, because obviously if you're eating this, you're not necessarily allergic to peanuts. But there is somewhat of a ratio for this, so you don't want to add too much. Okay, but there you have it, kind of a shiny peanut butter ball. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a sheet tray, and you're going to turn these into about $half size balls. Kind of smooth them out a little bit, and if you want, you can take a little bit of water on your fingers, just a little bit, just enough to get your fingertips wet, and kind of spread them out as you put them on there, and that'll help kind of make it nice and shiny. Now, some people like to add sea salt to their peanut butter mixture. Personally, I don't really care for it. You don't really notice it a whole lot unless you get a big chunk of salt in there, but for the most part, the big fancy chocolate places are the ones that do it. And honestly, nobody really cares. They just want to eat them. It's chocolate and peanut butter. You don't need to get fancy with it. Just make them, and everybody will be happy. So let's roll our peanut butter balls. used either a melon baller or a small like 2 ounce or 1 ounce ice cream scoop, then I probably could have gotten close to 30, if probably maybe 25. But roughly 25 to 30 will get you for this recipe. So we got these done. You can either put them in your fridge for an hour, or what I'm going to do is put them in my freezer for about 15 minutes. And while we do that, then we're going to get started on our chocolate. Now, if you want to do it the hard way, you can either use chocolate chips, regular cookie chocolate chips, and then take some vegetable shortening and put it over a double boiler and do it that way. I'm going to skip all that, and I'm just going to use some Ghirardelli chocolate melting chips. And all you do is literally just follow the instructions on the bag. You don't have to add anything, it's already got everything in it. And so once we melt these and I eat one, our peanut butter balls should be nice and set, and we'll start making some Buckeyes. Alright, so our chocolate is nice and melted, and so our peanut butter balls are just about set, so we are going to grab those and start making some Buckeyes. Alright, so I'm going to take a toothpick, and I do have a little bit of water, because when I take these off, they're going to kind of have a little bit of a hole on top, and so if I want to make them look nice, then I'll close the hole back up. Okay, and then kind of roll it around a little bit, and you place it back on there like so, and then you repeat the process with the rest of them. Okay, there you go. Honestly, most of these are pretty much just about set, because that's the miracle of melting chocolate. I'm still going to throw these in the fridge for like 10 minutes, just long enough for the rest of them to set and make sure that they're completely cold, and then we'll plate them up and enjoy them. Alright, so these have been in the fridge for a little bit. They look amazing. They taste, I'm sure, amazing, because it's the same ones that everybody else makes, but very simple, very quick, very easy enough. Let's eat one. I want this one. Right there. Cheers. It's very smooth, wow. It's very rich, but like, I don't make desserts, and we all know this by now, but like, I'll make these any time of the week. Yeah, I could definitely eat a few more of these, even though I shouldn't, but like, if you want to know what blood sugar feels like going up, just eat one of these. You'll know very quickly. But there you have it. Homemade Buckeyes. Quick, easy, simple. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button next to it. Comment down below. Tell me how I did. Tell me what else I should do. And on that note, guys, peace out.